to a broken and bruised, feeling consumed, despair, tarnished, fucked up and used. Lord, will we ever know? Oh no, I think it might be time for you.
What up? How are you, ladies and gentlemen, doing tonight? It's been a week off, a little rusty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were
Big
just gonna,
week in Florida.
we were just gonna play Howie Burns' new single, but there's an issue with the file. No worries, we'll get it fixed for next week. Can't wait to share that stuff. It's an amazing song. They put a lot of work into it. I can't wait to share this stuff. First and foremost, thank you for watching Evolve Network. I'd like to thank everybody that's here tonight. Brian, Adam, Mr. Billy Allen, what's up? As I like to do every week, just ease into it. How was your week, bro?
Not bad. Not as good as yours. You went to Florida, got to hang out with the Red Sox. Mine wasn't that exciting.
Yeah,
I worked and did a bunch of stupid shit to pay bills. It wasn't that fun.
it's nice when you get to sit there and look at palm trees and water while all your
Yeah.
friends are freezing at home and you're wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, my week was closer to his flavor than yours.
I do the yearly download every year with a veterans group with Warrior Soar. Much love to Shannon Blake and everybody involved and all the new veterans that I met this week. And it's really nice to just have a bunch of people that may or may not have issues, and you go down there and just bam. And I got to give a big shout out to a lot of the pros from the Red Sox: Keith Folk, Steve Lyons, Lenny DiNardo, Jim Corsi, all kinds of people. Like you just a whole bunch of other pros where like they really, it's funny when you look at a pro athlete and you're like, oh my god, and you look at them in like this way where
They're
it's
just
like
people.
when you get to hang out with them, they're just like looking at us like, no, you guys are the rock stars.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're just people.
Yeah.
You know what I
They
mean?
are just
Uh,
people.
I'm always so starstruck whenever I see an athlete. I can never compose myself.
It's
I can't
hard.
even imagine how you did.
Well, when you're sitting and I said this last year, when you're sitting in a hot tub, just having a Bud Light, and Keith Folk is like, he ain't paying for nothing. Bang, and they just keep coming, and you start having these conversations, and it's like, you know what? They're just people, just
That's
like
right.
you.
Did you ever try talking a little baseball with Keith Folk by any chance, though?
Yes,
He
I
ain't
did, my
interested.
friend.
Because I'd be like, man, you threw your arm off for this
You
team.
want to know what's crazy? Is first off, he's like a talent scout from what I can remember for the Red Sox, like a pitching scout. That guy. Well, first off, he's super polite and very approachable. Like he really is. Like they all are. Like there's one or two that aren't. Don't need to name names, and they come and go real quick. But a lot of those pros, Steve Crawford, I sat there and had lunch with him. Bloody Marys, he's just guy's amazing. Keith Folk's hands. Okay, what I would like to tell you about Keith Folk is when he puts his hat on, everything is thick. His arms, his legs, his shoulders, his hands. Now I know why he was able to throw one of the best change-ups.
Is it 'cause
Change-up. Dude,
Because there's so much.
his palm is by the side of his head. When he puts his hat on, his fingers wrap around to the other side of his ear. I'm like, you shake his hand, it's like two hands. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
You just get testosterone just blasting through his fucking.
The baseball looks like a golf ball in his
Yeah.
hand. It really does. And you shake his hand, you're like, shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's hard not to be starstruck. Isn't it? Like the closest thing I can relate to that is I met like rock stars. Like I met Deftones and like some of my favorite rock stars ever, Incubus and these kinds of people. And it's like it's hard to talk to them like they're people, but like when you really do talk to them, you realize like they're just humans too. Like they're
Yeah.
just people just like us. And it's hard to put them in that category because you spend all your time like admiring these people. You got that picture on your wall. You got the CD blasting in your headphones all the time. It's just like when you meet them, it's just like it's kind of shocking that they're humans, right?
You're like, no, come on.
You have
You're
to be
cooler
this
than this.
God person, but
Yeah.
like, when you meet them, they're so down to earth. It's like it's so chill. It's just like, all right, it makes you relax, It makes you like kind of chill out.
Yeah. I feel like I couldn't do it. But, yeah. I'd still be, like, sitting next to Keith Folk, like, and then what'd you do? And I would just be, like, all up on it. But, anyway, I'm glad that you were able to
Dude,
make a bunch of friends. That should give us some good connections for the springtime. Sounds like you met Jim Corsi, all the guys you need to meet.
Steve Lyons, Steve was my coach, and like he made a really good speech. And if anybody hasn't watched Steve Lyons, he's got the nickname Psycho. You probably remember, right? And I finally realized why they call him that, for his base running. It was his base
that what
running.
it
It
is?
wasn't his antics. Yeah, so he has this game where you've probably seen the video where like You know, he dives into first base because Steve was never like a huge hitter or whatever. But like, if you got him on base, that guy was a savage at base
Ricky
running.
Henderson.
He got a ball that roped into his pants. And on live camera, you know, safe, it's all good. And he's not paying attention because if you meet Steve, he's extremely intelligent, but he's also like a crazy SOB just like us. He's like, okay, drops his trowel to get the ball out, and then he's like, oh, picks it up real quick. He just pantsed America while he was running the bases. And he was our coach, and he's super, like, sarcastic and just wicked funny, just a great dude. But he's also a really good coach, and he's also on air with Nesson. And yeah, he's like, anytime you want to go to a game, he's like, you know what? He's like, if you want to meet 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever at the stadium before we go on air. And he's accommodated that for everybody that he said that he would. And he's
That's
just
awesome. I love
so down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's just a cool dude. So Psycho's funny as shit. They took us out to dinner, man. They paid the bill. Like, they're just amazing people. And they look at us like we're rock stars. And it's like, they are. They're just normal people.
Yeah, I love that. I love the people who can give back because we're really the fans. Like, we're the people who are paying their salaries. We're the people who, like, we're putting our asses in the seats. Like, of course. Right? And I love that. When I meet, like, some people that I really admire, like, they appreciate that about me, too. And it's just like, you know.
So it's funny.
It's fantastic.
We're down there. And as some of y'all know, so after us, you need to watch Mr. Billy Allen, open season for sports. So we don't talk a lot of sports. That's his realm. But this was one of those.
Go there. Hit it, baby.
This
What
was-
do you want to talk about?
This was one of those realms where, like, when we were down there, the whole Kobe thing happened, right? And it's like, that's not just sports. Like one thing it really bugged me about that was his daughter, the other family. There were children on the plane. It's like, and you see all the hateful memes after, and it's like, oh my god, and it's like, oh, he's crispy now. And it's like, really, you an a-hole?
Well,
Like,
it's one thing if you're a troll, like if you're just some dude that just like trolls people online for a living and shit. Like that's one, like nobody's ever gonna give a shit. But like, there was actually like celebrities who were saying like some really like outlandish shit. Like Ari Shafir, we were talking about that in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
How he came out and said some crazy shit about Kobe, and it caused a lot of controversy.
What was he saying? I didn't hear it.
Dude, he said some really bad things. Like, basically, like, he didn't give a fuck that he died, and, like, good or rapists, you know, bad things that, you know, I probably shouldn't repeat. But, you know, he got a lot of backlash for that. And it's weird because he's a comedian, and he's known as one of these comedians that, like, says, like, outlandish things, like, really outrageous things, and that's, like, how he built his career. But that was just, it seemed like, even when I watched it, I love comedy. I'm a fan of comedy. But even when I watched that, it was just gross to me. It was just like, why would you fucking do that at this point? You have this opportunity. Like, why would you take that and use it for that kind of means? It wasn't funny to me at all.
like, what do you think
I
you're
hate
gonna get
anyone
out
who
of that?
tries to capitalize like on these. It's like
you know,
people. There's seriously people out there that try to like capitalize on this type of stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
what he
like,
did.
Come on, man. That shouldn't be part of a bit
Nah.
but I mean, I get it. If you're like an a-hole comic, I mean, there's some guys
Well,
that have like that type of stuff as part of their act, and they're still pretty funny. But
it's got to be funny, though. If it's not funny, if there's no comedic value to it, I can't imagine anyone would watch that. Like, if you said that like at a comedy club in front of a few hundred people, no one would fucking laugh. There would be
Right.
nobody in there that would laugh. It's just that he said it like on this like Twitter video, and he got a lot of backlash for it. It wasn't funny. It was just gross. And there's a lot of even like celebrities saying they're gonna kick his ass when they see him and all this shit. Like, he's
Tacky.
fucked.
It's tacky and it's low hanging fruit.
It's just it's
and
gross.
if it's on Twitter, I mean, you can really get your ass taken with it. Like, we see any time that this stuff is actually posted on, like, you know, so many times you go to these events, they make sure that you, like, take away your cameras or whatever. If you get anything on Twitter, I mean, that's definitely going to F this guy over. So, I mean, he's probably going to get
his
his ass
career's
kicked.
over. I mean, his
Yeah,
career,
it's like anytime they capture you on any of those things and can put it on, like, Twitter, it's like, you're effed.
Good-
yeah, he's done.
Good night, Irene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
Well,
just unfortunate that
if he
you
got
know,
pinned on Twitter, you know he's done.
I hate to be the guy who's like, you know, like I love stand-up comedy. I'm a fan of comedy. I'm a fan of people who say outrageous things. But there's something to be said about like the delivery of it. There's something to be said about like how you present that, and like there's the Dave Chappelle's who say like outrageous things, but it's funny. There's something
Yeah.
about his delivery that just makes it funny. It makes it interesting. It makes it unique. But when a guy dies and an hour later you're on there shitting on him and his family, like meanwhile he had a child that died, like there was kids on the plane. It's not funny. It's just
Yeah.
like, what are you
saw-
doing?
I saw somebody they had a meme of like the crusted plane, and then
Yeah,
a
man.
shirt over, like, oh, and they made a comment. I was like, that's not even just no.
Dude, if you're a
Just don't.
troll, it's one thing, but if you're Irish, if you're a comic, if you're like a mainline comic in the country, like that ain't gonna fly.
And you know why it bugged me was because I sat there for a couple hours in the hotel. You know, like we had a schedule, and it was like, all right, you know, tonight you have this day off. Go home, take a shower. I gotta get the dog ready for a couple things. Take him for a walk. Meet up with a couple other guys, and it's on TV, and you're just sitting there like and you start seeing the story that they're laying out, like how close he became with his daughter, how close
Yeah.
his daughter became with
tragic,
him,
man.
and it's like,
Yeah.
you know what? The more I focus on that, when I started seeing that stuff, I'm like, you know what? Everything that I saw that was just nasty and gross, I'm like, fuck you. Like that's just not. That's just
Most
not.
people had that.
You ever
feeling.
heard the word empathy? Like Jesus
Yeah,
Christ!
yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine. I was talking to Rose about this John about this while I was gone. I was like, you know what? I sat there like, and even if as a parent, I'm a father of 3 children, 2 girls. It's like putting yourself in that thought process and imagining how that would feel. It brings a tear to your eye
It's
just thinking about it.
unbearable.
You
You
just
can't even
can't.
imagine.
No, I mean, if I lost one of my kids, I'd fucking come unwound.
It tells you how fragile life is. I mean, it doesn't matter how many millions of dollars you have. It doesn't matter how much of a celebrity you are. Like, it's coming for us all. Nobody gets out of this shit alive. And it's a rude awakening when you see that happen to somebody like Kobe Bryant or one of these people who just, like, it seems they got it. They have it all. And it's just like, it gets all taken away. It's just like, that can apply to anybody.
You know what
It's
did it?
one's
like
promised
we're all
5 seconds from
vulnerable to like some point. It's like Kobe almost had like this party where you thought he was like kind of indestructible. Like I kind of
Yeah,
thought Kobe
he's
was
like
gonna live to be
Superman.
like 150. He's riding around
Yeah.
in helicopters. You can't hit like. He's eating whatever diet, he's working out, whatever. So it's like we're all vulnerable to like some point.
Everybody.
Like, I think
No-
is a big lesson because like
Yeah, man.
Kobe kind of seemed like he was bulletproof. Like tore his Achilles,
Nobody
came back
is.
at an advanced age, and it's like
That's what's so shocking about it. Is you realize like nobody is bulletproof. Like the Kobe, the Superman of the NBA. Even he is.
how many times had he taken a helicopter? Like, you know what I mean? That had just been common practice for
Every
him,
day.
like, over the years.
Yeah.
And so, like, he would take the helicopter there and back, like, every day when he was practicing for the Lakers. So, I mean, you think about how many times he did that. It's just
Makes you appreciate
one
life.
coin flip out of a 1,000 or whatever. And
You know what got me was the Tracy McGrady interview where he's like, man, he said, I'm going
That
to
he
die
wanted
young.
He
I'm gonna-
said that.
Yeah.
it seems
It's
like
so
anytime
odd.
somebody calls that,
It
they're
happens.
gonna exactly.
It's
It
a
like
self-fulfilling
always gets
prophecy.
that like Tupac and Biggie
Yeah,
like
man. I was
called
just
that they
gonna
were
say
gonna
that.
die. They both had albums where like they were all like ready to die.
Biggie's
Like,
album was
you know,
literally called "Ready to Die."
it's like they're both had accepted that they were gonna get taken down for their hood. And it's like crazy. Like anytime these guys
They're
say
right.
that they're like young, it's like I don't want to have any predictions
man.
on a young death for myself.
yeah.
No. So that it made me think about we were discussing earlier, like some other pro athlete deaths, and we just brought up like Roy Halladay. I remember even our local network, like some people were like, that's so dumb. Like you just retired, you're at the height of your career, and you're
Michael Felger actually got in some trouble for that.
Yeah, I
because
thought he was
went
gonna get
off-
canned.
He almost, he got in some hot water for that, because he didn't really understand the whole thing about it.
Tone
but
it down. Yeah, he's like, you're so stupid. It's like you didn't think about his family might be listening to
like
this.
dipsy doodah, like in a plane, like it's like, bro,
Calm it
just
down.
just died.
Yeah,
So.
little fresh still. Might want to let that go. But it's like, you know what? Doesn't matter if you're a pro athlete or any one of us. We could go. I mean, you've been skydiving. I've been skydiving. If you go skydiving, guess what?
You guys went skydiving.
Shit could.
What is
Oh,
the
yeah.
feeling you have like
Oh,
right before
fucking
the guy's like, "Go!"
You ever
You
have
gotta
your
jump out of a fucking plane.
you ever have your snake crawl back up into your stomach and go up to
Yeah,
your
every
throat
time I go in the
for
ocean.
15 seconds, and then after that, you're like, "There's nothing I can do about this."
Now, are you attached to a person? Or-
Yeah.
Tandem jump.
Okay, so you didn't go by yourself.
You have to go.
I
with
did it
a
in the
per-
military too, but like he also did a tandem jump. And, like you have to go with a person the first time. Yeah, you have to do. I think
Even
like
for a while, even
three
for
jumps?
a while, I think you have.
What
to
is
do,
going
I'm pretty
through your
sure you have
mind?
to do more than that.
What is going through your
Like a-
mind when the guy says jump and you're gonna jump out of a fucking plane?
Hope the
The
chute opens.
fact, what really helped me settle down and like make it realize like how trivial it is. These guys do 24 jumps a day, so like their whole day is like they like we
Bang,
were a
bang.
jump.
Oh my
then
God.
then they like
I don't
you
have the
know
nuts to do
help
it
us
once.
help us take the stuff off. Blah blah blah. Then go grab the next group.
Yeah.
Get them all dressed up. Put them up. Land down with them. And it's like they do 24 of those in a day.
That's
It's
so
like
crazy.
And then like once I heard, because there was this girl, she was like, how many jumps do you guys do and all this, and the guy's like 10,000 or something, and after he said that, I was like, well, I think we're gonna be pretty safe here,
Yeah.
But like him and I are
It's
big
fun-
dudes, so they got the weight, like they get the 250 weight limit, right? So like I was hovering.
Oh,
down
I'm
there,
well past that.
and I'm like, man, this is.
It was actually a 230 weight limit at the
Was
one
it?
we went to. My
Gotta
brother was like 229, like right under the
Gotta
cup.
start eating salad before you go.
yeah, bro. Can you eat some quinoa before you
Dude,
get
there's a
on
good
this?
there's a good 40-second period where you're like, there's nothing you can do, and then you enjoy it, and then you're like, oh, you get
Well,
close.
I know this.
Hold on, you get close, and then you're like, all right, I hope the fucking chute opens or the reserve.
That's the
chute
whole
opens.
thing. The whole time in your mind, you're like, please, like you can't really enjoy it because like if this shoot
Oh,
doesn't
I
open,
just
I'm
enjoyed
fucked.
everything.
You did?
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? This guy does this so much or whatever, and I was just
You
like,
just trust him?
I mean, honestly,
happens if he was
we
shit-faced? You
came
just-
out, so they told us like every bit that was part of like what made it good. Like they told us like every bit that was gonna happen, like when it happens, you're gonna feel this and blah, blah, blah. The one thing they didn't say, which they really should have said, is like when we jumped out, we flipped like probably like 8 times, and like
Before he
they didn't
whoosh.
they didn't mention any of the flipping. So like you just like go out and it's just like
Oh my god.
like a spindle, like
Yeah.
and then we like kind of took like the fall, and I was like, well, maybe in the future you want to mention that we're gonna flip about 8 times,
How's your stomach feeling after that,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah, because like they
You
tell
don't
you
wanna
like
have
everything,
Chinese food
like
before
we're gonna
that.
fall for about 45 seconds, then the chute's gonna fall, then blah blah, then we're gonna. It's like
Well, I know from
well
being-
the 8th flip would have been good to mention.
Yeah, how come you didn't mention that shit? When I just know this, like from being on a roller coaster, like I went on this thing called the Cannonball at Canopy Lake Park. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this ride.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Right.
familiar with it.
Right. So it's like an old like 1800s looking ride, but it does what it does is it goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. And every time it goes down, I get this feeling like my balls are going to come through my throat. And I can only imagine what that would feel like to jump out of a plane and be doing that for 5 minutes or however long that happens.
You
for.
fall for like 45 seconds if you
That's
jump
it?
around here.
That's pussy shit.
It's a slow 45 seconds, bro.
I can only imagine what
It's
45.
pretty s-
that
it's
probably
pretty
feels like a
sweet.
lifetime.
It does.
It's like quick and short at the same time. It's hard to
I need to
explain.
get hammered.
You ever seen
before I
that
do
video? The guy that he was sponsored by Red Bull, where they got the huge net, and they did the.
Oh yeah,
and
the
he
guy
has no
who
shoot,
jumped-
and he's just choop, bank. I was like, that
Where did
takes
he jump? I remember that. It was like the furthest jump that anyone's
He
ever
did like
done
a
without-
fucking 2 or a minute and a half straight, no
I
parachute.
know.
Jump.
He
I was
passed
like,
out at the top.
I want to say
heard.
it was like a 6 minute or something. Like
no.
he was-
There was the guy from
I thought it was-
Earth,
He
from
was in
space.
space.
the guy in space.
Then there's the
Red
other
Bull.
one. There's the other one where he has the big green net where it was controlled, and he has no thing.
He has no parachute.
and he had to land on the thing, or he was.
It was a huge net that literally dropped. Probably
How
100
out of your
yards.
mind do you have to be to do that?
He was a professional jumper. He's an adrenaline junkie.
Is that what it is?
How do you like get permission from your wife on that one?
I
Exactly.
don't
Like,
think
you
you
know
do.
what
Yeah.
I think you get a divorce slip.
Yeah.
But I.
Can you imagine?
the
hey,
one
honey,
from-
I'm
So
gonna
just
go
bring
jump
the
from
kids
space
by. Just bring the kids by. Yeah, I'm gonna jump
and
from
land
space.
in a net. all
Dad
right?
missed.
I'll
Dad
be
missed
home
the
for
net.
dinner.
Sorry. Yeah, but the
Yeah.
one from space, I
It's
remember.
like trying to hit that cell phone when you're from space. My God, like how do you
Yeah.
hit a freaking?
We all watched that one from space. I remember it was all over TV. I was watching like, "Ooh, yeah." He lost consciousness for a minute because he was in
Yeah,
terminal
he
velocity,
went out.
end over end.
Yeah.
Woo! They're like, "You," and then he hit like gravity and was like, "I'm here." I'm like, "Oh my God, he's gonna do." I remember him jumping
Dude,
off that thing
imagine
from
waking
space.
up during the. Imagine passing out while you're going at
Oh,
like
yeah, I'm
terminal
doing this.
velocity. Oh shit!
This is what I did. I jumped out of a fucking the International Space Station.
He was
oh, yeah,
probably
that's
awake
right.
for a minute before he was able to answer them.
Dude, did you have to
Yeah,
pull-
I'm here. I'm here.
Do you have to pull your own chute? Like, did that guy? Have to
No,
pull
I
his own
think he
chute?
had an automatic shoot as well.
He had to have.
Dude, he was in a
What's the
space
oxygen
suit.
level?
He was in space. Imagine him going to like
Dude.
a jumping event and like.
That's what Red Bull
I've
does.
done 800
Gives you
jumps. He's
wings.
like, I jumped from space. That's all
Yeah.
good. You know.
I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. if
Sadly, we probably wouldn't think it's as cool as he would want us to.
I admire the guy. That's balls of
No.
steel, is what that is.
No, that is cool.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine the sack it would take to do that?
Oh my God!
Like you've seen the scene when he's like, you can see like the Earth,
Earth.
like in the
Yeah,
thing
when he's
and he-
about to go, can you? Can we go? How do we go back down from here?
Like there's no
I didn't see
elevator,
a
bro.
stairs.
You got to jump, kid.
Not just that. It's like all those flat earthers, all their shit
I was
right
just
out
gonna
the window.
You can
Fucking
clearly
there's the
see-
curve.
You know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say it's a fisheye lens.
Oh,
and
shut up.
That's why the
I
Earth
don't
bends.
give a fuck.
fuck.
Listen, bro, the Earth is flat. Okay?
The Earth is not fucking flat. Kyrie
Reptilians-
Irving is an idiot asshole just for a sports player to. By the way, how much more shit can he fuck up in Brooklyn?
Well,
Oh,
he's missed
what?
about 28 games this year too. I mean, he's getting
He
hurt
thinks
every
the
other
Earth is
night.
flat?
Yeah, he's a flat
Who?
earther.
He does.
Who?
Kyrie
Irving.
Who's that?
He was the
I don't know. Watch basketball.
The biggest
I
asshole
need
in
to
the
he was
know.
a
NBA.
big a-hole who kind of messed up everything with the Celtics.
And he believes the
Long
Earth is
story
flat. You hear
Yeah.
Shaq? You would know this. Shaq was saying the Earth was flat.
I think he was doing that just to mess around
He's fucking around?
after I think that was after Kyrie said it. I think he was kind of doing that to pile on that. I
Have
think
you ever seen the
Kyrie
videos?
actually thinks the world is flat.
Have you ever seen the videos
Of
Flat
Shaq
Earth?
saying it?
No, of flat Earth, like the ones where they like explain
No.
how the Earth is flat.
Like,
Have you?
think about that.
No,
if the Earth
no.
is flat, how do you get to the other side?
It's a disc. It's what they're saying is it's like a pizza. It's like a CD. So you just go
No,
around.
it's not.
All right.
It's
I don't
fucking
know.
circular like the rest of the planets, and it rotates in
On an axis around this. I mean,
That's what they
yeah.
want you to believe. Okay.
What do you think?
No, I agree with you. The only reason
that
I
was
do
great.
think that
Fisheye lens.
is because I need aliens, and I guess the flat Earth theory, like there's no such thing as aliens. I don't believe in aliens of this flat Earth, and I need aliens so much that I would never be able to look into the flat Earth with any seriousness at all, because then there would be no aliens, and I'd be fucked.
There are aliens. I believe
Of
it.
course, there's aliens.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, clearly.
yeah. So that's why I don't believe in flat Earth. But I've seen the videos. Like I have like crazy people. Like people's just sending me shit all the time. You gotta watch this. You gotta watch this, bro. The Earth is flat, bro. You gotta watch this. And I did.
People
And
send you this all the time.
Yeah.
Send me some of this. I want to see this.
Dude,
I don't
I'm
get
telling
enough
you right now.
conspiracies from
listen, dude. I consider myself a really rational, like thoughtful person. And this dude,
Just don't ask your dad.
yeah, my dad can't have any way in this. But our friend, our mutual friend, Jeffrey Phillips. If you're watching this, that's awesome. But he sent me a video. It's like a 6-hour video, and I made it through like maybe 3 hours of it, 2.5 hours, something like that. And I had to stop watching it because I was like, the Earth might be flat, dude. Like I really, it was devastating my world, and I had to.
Was he
stop.
turning you, or were you like, this is even so more dumb than I thought before?
How
I
did you get through
wanted
3
to
hours
believe
of
that.
it?
I want because it was
It's
just
like
so.
a Titanic worth of conspiracy there.
Yeah,
3
and
hours.
he didn't give me a big enough piece of wood to get on with him, so I had to die in the water and by myself, like Leo did in the.
We were
Thing.
discussing the Titanic
Yeah.
before we go on.
That was me.
I didn't know that there was a second Titanic named the Olympia. I had no idea. I
We
also
should
didn't know
Google
that.
that. I shouldn't have just
I had
said
no
that.
idea about any of that stuff either, really.
I didn't know it went 24 miles an hour either. Neither did you. It was
I
like
shouldn't
24
have
miles
just
an
said
hour.
For
that.
1912,
Pretty
I was
quick.
thinking that thing was hauling ass.
Yep.
I mean, that sounds fast for me. It was 883 feet long.
That's crazy.
biggest thing they had
Back
ever
in the
made.
day, that's nuts.
Whack. You know?
Yeah.
I just don't get how every spotter was not looking for an iceberg. Like that was like the biggest boat to launch. Like I just don't get
it's a
how
conspiracy.
I just don't. I don't like this. This brings up another.
they're like this thing is indestructible unless everyone falls asleep on their job. Like the spotter fell asleep.
And it's just like, so we were discussing like how, Leo's freezing. And then he just drifts into the ocean. It's like, what? There was enough space on the
Yeah.
wood?
Meanwhile,
like a
there's enough space
popsicle.
for 4 people on this fucking thing, and this chick needs to take up the whole thing.
And
then-
that goes into one of these
Thing
other
had stadium seating on it, for God's sake.
Yeah.
one of
No.
these
They just needed that Celine Dion song. That's the only reason she didn't let him live.
one of these other sports stories, which the 4 FSU athletes that went, I believe, I know one guy was from the Ravens, I think one guy was from the Cardinals, and you had this 2 college players from FSU, and they went fishing, and the boat capsized. They were lost at sea for like 4 days, and there was only one person that survived. I forget the young man's name, but he literally saw all 3 of his friends. I remember one friend, I don't want to get this incorrect, so if I'm wrong, correct me, please. One friend was like, just like, kind of like right away, like, I can't do
Please,
this.
someone call in to correct this.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
Dad, where you at?
He did. The last person that left, like he was just holding on to him for days, and they're out there and they're getting sunburned. They can't drink the water. The boat's capsized. They're looking for him. They're hitting the white caps. They don't see nothing. That was a good gumdrop right on there. and he just remember his friend, like he's holding his friend's hand. And his friend's like, just let me go. and he just drifts into the water, and he's like, and then he's sitting there alone on the
Dude.
boat for like a day more, and they find him.
What do you do in that situation? Days. Now you're saying they're
Wait,
treading
so they were
water,
all on the boat?
and the boat
wait,
capsized.
Boat capsized.
And they're treading water
and-
for days.
So they were hanging on to the boat, but
The
like,
top of the boat, so the boat was capsized, so on the underside of the boat, and slipping off, and then like,
and
if
they're
I
just
remember,
like hanging on to
there
the
was
boat.
a shark
basically.
here, and then
Can you
like,
imagine what that
fuck.
would feel like? Can you imagine what would be going through your mind at that point after
I'm,
days?
I'm
of this?
fish food. Yeah,
You're fucked.
absolutely. And
You would start to go so delirious. Oh my god.
Yeah, he
That-
said he
You're
was
dehydrated,
he was
surrounded by water.
imagining things that weren't happening because obviously he didn't get water. He doesn't have food. He's alone. He's like, fucking, they're not. Nobody's coming.
There was this guy,
That is-
this like fullback on the Miami Dolphins, and his boat like capsized. I don't know if you remember this,
Ricky Waters? I mean,
but Rob Conrad, he swam like 24 miles or something like that.
He was like, "Fuck
mostly, like,
this."
like he basically thought he was but just like kept swimming. He like ended up on a beach. This was a couple of years ago, but I think he swam like 24 miles.
Can you
or
imagine
something
if he
like
went
that.
the wrong way?
Oh,
know.
my God.
Oh,
You don't know
he
where.
probably did. Like that's what he was saying. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know if he was going where sharks were.
Because what
like,
is it?
he
Doesn't the
was
human eye in water say you can see only like 3 miles?
Well, that's on the round Earth. On flat Earth.
On the flat Earth, you can see forever.
But
Through the-
seriously,
through the
that's
fish
one of-
lens?
Yeah, that's one of the things in the video. They say like when the ship goes over the horizon, if you take a thing and zoom in on it, you can still see it. And they're like, see, bro, I told you the Earth was flat,
Dude.
man.
Oh
You
my
gotta be-
god.
So we were discussing something on the way here too, like healthy people that died. Do you remember Brian? You might remember this. Jack LaLanne,
Yeah, I remember Jack LaLanne.
the old dude
The
that was
juicer.
he was the first juicer. Like, I'm 90 years old. I can pull a boat. It's like, and then what does he die of? Heart attack.
Listen, everyone's gonna die of something. all right?
We are.
No
but
one's
if you're
gonna
a
live
health
forever.
nut, don't sit there and die of a.
This
you know.
is an advertisement for steroids.
Maybe
He
you
goes,
should
everybody's
eat
gonna die of
cheeseburgers."
something.
You know, I mean, he's like he literally when he was younger, like tugged a boat for miles. Just
I'm
be
sure
like,
he did.
I'm so
that
healthy.
kale
Buy my juicer.
Yeah, but dude, here's the thing. It's unfortunate, but it's unfair to criticize that guy for dying at 97 or whatever the fuck he died at, because everybody's gonna die of something. And if you make it to 126 and you die of something, see, I told you this diet didn't work, bro.
126. He's on borrowed time.
You know what I
Dude,
mean?
if somebody makes it to 126, you're gonna give props to that diet. I feel like
What is the oldest person who's ever lived ever?
Oh God.
it's like around there. I feel
It's
like
something like that.
130.
130.
Yeah.
Would you want to keep living at 130?
No, I can't fucking control my bowels now when I eat an egg and I'm 40.
Oh,
you think I
yeah.
want to fucking deal with that when I'm older?
Imagine. I mean, you shit your pants if you try to squeeze out a fart now. Imagine being 130.
Yeah.
You just shit in your pants.
Just
and
Well,
fucking
right.
dribble down
but
your leg.
then it's dust at that point, so it's not as bad.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you're eating kale. It's kale shit. I can't smell that.
Your
bad.
shit's calcified. And you
A lot
just-
of calcium. in
yeah,
that
you're like,
kale.
I get a little more bloody out. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna go down that road.
Yeah. Jack LaLanne was a fantastic man, and I don't.
Did you buy his juicer?
Well,
then you don't
I have
thi-
a Breville. I don't know if that says juicer.
What the hell is a Breville?
A Breville is like the dopest juicer you can possibly find online. Like it chops shit up to the point where it gets all the juice out of the shit, and it gives you all the vitamins and minerals, and that's why I use the Breville. And it's like $200.
I like how you threw your chest out when you said that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rebel.
Super Bowl. Did you like the Super Bowl? I did not get to fucking watch it other than 2 minutes.
What?
I like the halftime show.
I'll tell you.
You got to tell this story. What the fuck is that?
So
Yeah, how do you
Call
get
yourself
2
a man.
minutes?
I love my wife. Love you, honey.
it's one of
but,
these.
we
Okay.
we got in an argument when I got home. Whatever it is, what it is. So before I got home, she called me a couple days before. She's like, something happened to the shower head in the shower, and I'm like, okay. She's like, so I unspun the shower, got your tools out, which we have I don't know, like we didn't put it in the prenup, but like don't touch my tools. No, I don't have a prenup, but like I should have had one just to not touch my tools. And she took the shower head off, and then the stem valve on the Moen stem valve was like they have these rubber inserts, and it wore away. Excuse me. So she's like, I'm going to take that off. Water to the whole house, right? So you got the faucets, everything's going shh, and it just starts flooding the bath. I'm like, why did you touch anything mechanical? Why did you touch my tools? Don't do
This
that.
is while the Super Bowl's on.
This is while I'm in Florida, and I can't fucking superimpose myself back to Massachusetts immediately to fix the goddamn plumbing issue. Mind you, I'm not a plumber, but I'm very crafty and can figure it out. Make a phone call, watch a
Yeah.
YouTube video. So then I get home, and, she's pissed. She's like, we don't have a shower. I'm like, I just got home. You've been away in Florida for a bunch of days. I'm like, nice to see you. So we go back, and it's like, now that they have a bunch of the tools at Home Depot and Lowe's, and I'm like, Super Bowl starting. You were just away for a bunch of days, and I'm like, I'm going to Home Depot.
Yeah. See, this is the
Fuck.
shit chicks don't appreciate. This
So
shit
then
right here.
I do it.
So you were like the guy running errands during the Super Bowl that like people can never understand.
You know how big of a deal that
like,
is? That's like huge that chicks don't appreciate.
Mind you, I retired from a union job because I can't do the work anymore. But I was so pissed off. I was leaning over and I was just like, at one point the
you
water
love
was.
your wife that much,
I fixed the plumbing.
where you would fix the plumbing during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so then
Oh,
I was so spiteful. I didn't even watch the fucking highlights the next day. I was like, "Who won?" I'm like, "Fucking ruined."
I didn't care anyway.
The whole game's
I
fucking
really
ruined.
didn't.
I did. I wanted to watch the game.
did?
Yeah.
I did too, but I stopped watching like halfway through. I was like, I don't give a shit. I mean, I wanted San Francisco to win just because fuck the Chiefs because they're
Why?
because they're rivalries of the Patriots, and I don't like the Chiefs for that reason.
Let the hate go, bro.
Is
Let
that
it
what it
go.
is?
Yeah.
But I wanted San Francisco to win, and then when I found out that Kansas City started coming up, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I don't need to watch this anymore. I might as well do some plumbing and
plumb myself to sleep.
Yeah. There was a bit of an argument in the Cornell household. Like once the game was over, I was like, I don't want to watch. Like it's ruined. And I wanted to watch Jimmy G choke.
He's
and
a
I
hometown
thought
boy.
they were gonna win.
And
That's
you
why I wanted San
could-
Francisco
And you
too.
missed out because he did.
Yeah, he threw a fucking in. I was like, you choked. And then Mahomes threw some too, but then he stepped it up. The team just
Yeah.
kept throwing it.
Well,
and throwing it.
Mahomes just went on
Dude,
a
Kansas
a
City's
nutty
ridiculous.
run at the end of the game. His last 4 drives, he was just like nails.
That bomb to Hill with 7 minutes left with the missed coverage on the 3 deep. He was wide open. It was like a softball coming. You know
It's
what I mean?
amazing. Like Shanahan runs on every play until you actually need to like chunk clock, and then he starts throwing. It's absolutely
He
amazing.
went away from his own game plan that got them there. I didn't understand that.
It's like you're up 20-10. Do you not understand?
Give it to the
Make
running
it-
back. Kill
like,
the clock.
The whole year you've given it to the running back. This is the one time you're going to put it in the quarterback's
You know,
hands.
it's like, remember the Seahawks year where all they had to do was give it to, what's that guy's name?
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
Skittles.
Just pound it in, and then they threw an interception to, what's his name, in the Patriots one?
Yeah, Malcolm Butler.
Remember?
Yeah, and then he got the Brady gave him the truck.
Remember?
Yeah.
That
Stupid.
was so good.
Way to go, Pete Carroll with
Remember
the
the
finger all the way out to here.
Yeah, remember the feeling you had, though? Because you looked at the sidelines
Oh.
and all the Seahawks were shitting their pants.
And they
And
were
then
ready
your
for-
feeling was just like,
I remember
yes.
Richard Sherman's face looking like
Oh.
he just took a horrible shit after
Remember?
Taco Bell. Yep.
It was worse. It was worse than
And
Taco Bell.
Brady was great. He was like, he looked like a girl. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
he was
started,
so
like,
excited.
putting his hands up, jumping
Yeah.
up and down.
He's like, we just got one by the goalie.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
And then I didn't get to see, because I didn't watch the bowl, but the one Super Bowl commercial I did get to see, which I loved, which we can get into that too. I didn't get to see the Groundhog Day stuff. Bill Murray's Groundhog Day Jeep commercial was amazing. Like, he wakes up and he's like, not again. But the Groundhog Day is
Yeah.
like, "Phoom," and then he just
That's
changes
the
everything.
greatest
He
movie
steals
ever.
the Jeep and he starts. I was like,
Yeah.
that was pretty crafty. You know what I mean? But I didn't get to see that. So
That was a great commercial. I
which
seen
which
that.
way did the Groundhog go? Because I didn't get to see it.
I think it's like spring or something.
It's gonna be a short winter, I think.
Yeah, it's spring. Dude, can you
Global
imagine
warming, baby. What's up?
Yeah,
you
Al
imagine-
Gore, baby.
if you woke up every single day and it was the same day trying to explain that to somebody who didn't understand?
My favorite scene in the movie when he does it is when the cop pulls him over
Like
and he's
that
like,
Leo movie.
Flapjacks.
he's like, flapjack. I'll take an order of flapjacks for breakfast.
Like that Leo movie, Shutter Island, right? Where he's
in
like,
the prison. In the prison.
Oh, that
like,
one.
Oh, the
Yeah.
psych
he
ward?
like wakes up
Yeah.
and he's like always got like a mission going or
Yeah.
whatever. They try to tell him a million times like you're
Yeah.
crazy.
He just didn't believe him. Well, can you imagine if that really happened to you? If you lived the same day over and over again, you had to explain to your buddies that, dude, I'm living the same day. They'd be like, "You are fucking crazy. Get the fuck out of here."
Oh, exactly. Nobody, no like doctor would take you. Like,
no,
you're like,
it doesn't matter how
no,
many
no,
flapjacks
listen,
you order. It doesn't matter. They're never gonna believe you.
Wouldn't you rob the bank just like he did for perfect
Oh,
timing, so
yeah.
you could live the best day every day?
Oh yeah, and then
I'd
you can afford to
spend-
take that hot chick. What's her name? Something Dreyfus, Julia Dreyfus.
Julia Dreyfus.
You can afford to take her out on a nice date. Right?
Fuck yeah.
Wasn't
everybody
it Andy McDowell?
Oh,
I saw Brian's face.
He's
on
like,
that one.
whoa, fact check.
Pump your
Yeah,
brakes.
who
It
is
was
it?
it was Andy McDowell.
Okay, isn't it? Was she married to Richard Dreyfuss? Do I have that wrong?
No, he's older.
Right.
I might have
Dreyfuss.
just been making that up. I
Richard
thought she was married to
Dreyfuss is
Richard
the old
Dreyfuss.
guy.
Yeah, Julia.
She's hot, whoever she
Julia
is.
Louise Drive, right? Weren't they on?
Yeah, man.
Cocoon.
Some shit.
Am I way
Whoever
off,
she
am I way
is,
off on that?
the chicken hot.
Yes.
And
You're-
Okay,
We
yeah.
shouldn't
We're
do
gonna go
pop
listen to
culture.
me.
We shouldn't do pop culture on this.
we're gonna Google that.
I'll do some
But
fact checking
whoever
next
that
time.
whoever that brunette is in that movie is fucking hot. All right. That's
Well,
all I
her.
want to say.
Well,
Her.
next time we got to get the facts right on
yeah.
that one.
I think her name's Dreyfus for some reason.
But then you
I
have the
really
Super
do.
Bowl halftime show where you got J-Lo and Shakira. People like that more than anything, and I'm like, I'm so tired of J-Lo. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
but when you got two
unless
strippers,
you're
If
an
you're
old
married-
white woman.
if you're hanging out with Alex Rodriguez, you can take a long walk off a short
fuck
bridge.
that. If you got two strippers on the Super Bowl, I mean, it's entertaining. It's captivating. I don't mind seeing
No,
that.
Shakira can move her ass. J-Lo
You know
was
what
a
I'm
backup
saying?
dancer on fucking the show that Jim Carrey was on with.
In Living Color, but
In
then she
Living
became J-Lo though,
Why?
because she's got an ass like that.
Yeah, no. She got a team like that that can set her up like that.
She's got a diet like that
And
and,
she-
a nutritionist like that.
How
and
many
a workout
times-
plan like
How
that.
many times she gonna marry a guy like that and say I don't want it like that?
She's been married.
dare you say that.
Isn't this going to be her fifth or sixth
Listen,
marriage?
you guys are just haters. All right, she's
Pretty
a
sure
hot.
she's
Well,
got
her-
as many rings as Tom Brady. But no, honestly, I'm pretty sure this is going to be like her sixth marriage. Honestly,
Yeah,
And she's lost like 4 of them. What has Tom Brady been in 9 Super Bowls? So she's lost 4 of her marriages.
you got Mark Anthony, you got Ben Affleck, you got God only knows the
there
first
was
fucking
that
one.
other like backup dancer. She-
I don't
right?
care,
Chris
alright?
something.
I
Yeah.
don't care. She's hot and she's really interesting and she's a good
She's
person.
really interesting. Yeah,
She
is that why
is.
you
No,
watch?
she's not.
Yes,
she's about
she
as
is.
uninteresting as a fucking.
That's untrue.
As a fucking 1965
untrue.
bag of fucking tricks that first came
What
out.
do
in the
you-
I
first one.
disagree.
What are you interested in?
I
Her
have
ass?
seen, yeah, but I've also seen interviews with her where she lays out some knowledge and she lays out some like really good, interesting things, and it's like she has some insight on some
what is
things,
this
and it's
not-
valuable to me.
No.
It's not just her ass. I mean, she's hot, of course, and she has a great ass, but she's a very intelligent woman too, and I've seen that. And
She's so dumb
Listen,
she can't fucking pick
that's
a guy.
not true.
Like,
That's not
like,
true.
she can't.
She's
can't
not blonde, bro.
Well, she is whatever day of the week she wants to fucking color at that.
Listen, all right.
I'm not a fan.
I'm just saying.
She's
She's
also
inte-
probably not brown.
She's more intelligent
thing's
than
probably gray.
Shakira. When's the last time you heard Shakira saying anything fucking groundbreaking that was changing your life?
I don't need to. She can fucking shake her hips like a goddamn fucking queen.
You're
I'm
a
not going to
misogynist bastard.
I'm not
Shut
going
up.
to Shakira to listen to, kind of what do I want to implement into my day. I mean, what was it so groundbreaking that Jenny from the Block said?
I don't know. I just remember I've seen like shit. I watch a lot of shit on YouTube. I watch a lot of shit on Facebook, and I've just seen like the
right.
trials and tribulations of her life. Her putting that in perspective, and she's a thinker to me. She's not just some like
I think
dumb
she got
idiot.
a lucky fucking horny dude that saw her on Living Color. and
but
fucking
she's
gave it up to
talented.
me.
She's talented. Have you ever seen Selena when she played Selena?
Bro. You're,
Velopoulos?
this is not. You are. Not, this is a hard pass for me. I think she's a useless human.
What?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Selena?
I know because I fucking remember seeing the shitbag movie she did with Ben Affleck, and I was like, "You're not talented at all."
Or have you ever seen that video? I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a lip. I mean, how do you watch that video and then think this lady's like useless? Like, of course not.
I think she got a really good.
I'm kind of
handout.
closer to your camp.
Am I trying to just sell a
Oh, no.
sack of bullshit to you?
There's gonna be times where like you don't agree with me, but we both agree on each other. But
I just think that
she
she's
sucks.
hot.
Her
and she's-
acting in Anaconda is what put her over. I mean, like,
How dare you? I think that she's hot and she's a very intelligent woman. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not white knighting. I really believe that. I really do. I really do. And I wouldn't say that
And
about
you,
Shakira.
what do you, and what? Shakira's just this big dummy?
Yeah.
Huh? Is that what you're saying? No.
I don't know, but I've never heard her say anything that was like that insightful to me. All she does is shake her ass, and I look at that, I'm like, look at this. But she's never changed my life in like a philosophical kind of way.
You need to go
But
watch her
Jennifer
YouTube videos.
Lopez has.
Well, I seen this matchup.
We need to pin this down a little bit
No,
more.
I seen this matchup. It was like Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt. It was like a bunch of celebrities that were telling their opinions on like
Another idiot that married a fucking colossal moron.
who.
Fucking Angelina Jolie is one of the fucking biggest assholes I think
How
around.
dare you? Fuck that. She's really
it's the
intelligent too.
prenup.
Dude, she fucked
The
Billy
prenup
Bob
club.
Thornton and put his blood around her
Billy
neck.
Bob Thornton is great. He played fucking Sling Blade.
No, he did, but you know what? I mean, would you if you were hot?
That's a
hot,
crew that knows their way to navigate
Yeah.
around a prenup, right?
Would you fuck that dude if you were on the top of your game?
Yes.
You would.
She did it to just fuck with our minds. We're like, why? Like, you know, it was just so confusing.
She got like 9 kids he adopted from different countries. She's like, I love the world.
Who
It's like,
cares?
lady, you're fucked.
What is she doing that's that bad? Like, how is she hurting the world? Like, what is she doing? To
Go
fuck
ask
with
her
you?
dad, John Voight.
John Voight's a tremendous actor too. He made a good child who was hot and has great body and has great insight.
Yeah,
on
and
life.
when your dad's like, my daughter's crazy, she sucks.
Why? Just because she chopped her tits off, dude? Is that the thing that's gonna make her
She
break?
chopped her tits off.
You didn't hear about this?
No.
Well, okay. So there's this breast cancer gene. I shouldn't joke about this. It's not funny, but I will.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
There's this
I didn't
breast-
know- I didn't know this was getting to a breast cancer.
It is. There's this breast cancer gene that runs in certain people, and when it happens in you, like you have a way higher chance of getting breast cancer. And she found out that she had that gene, so she chopped her breasts off.
And then got fake ones?
Yeah, she got fake ones. But
I didn't
listen,
know that.
okay, all right, I ain't judging.
And
I'm
that's
just
when
saying.
Brad was
Were-
like,
were they-
man, I've gone through a lot of shit with you, but
Were
this cutting off the tits
Were they
thing-
faking Gia?
What?
Gia.
I don't know. But I think
That's
to
the movie where
Brad's
she was
point, I think he just, he had the kids and he had the shit. He's like, you're making me adopt all these kids from all over the fucking planet.
Yeah,
You're
'cause
chopping
you're
your breasts off.
crazy.
What are you doing, lady? But I think that he found that she was a very. Are they still together?
No.
So my point is bullshit. I just want to. I just feel like at the time he probably felt that he was with a very wonderful woman, and I'm sure she is a very wonderful woman.
That was
and
during
I'm
the
not
film
judging.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a bad... See, Brad
Way to
Pitt-
go, home wrecker.
Brad Pitt rarely does a bad movie. That
wasn't
was
a
an
bad movie.
awful...
Why was
Mr.
that
and
an
Miss-
awful movie?
I thought it was an awful movie.
Really? I thought it was suspenseful.
Brian, you ever see that movie?
It's kind of cheesy.
I saw like the first. I saw enough of it to be like, I'm not watching the rest.
Are you
See,
serious?
all right, see,
How
that's
am I
gonna
gonna
do for
stick
me.
up for
I could see
everybody?
Brian's face. That's gonna do for me.
Hey,
Yeah.
you can't always bat 1,000. Sometimes you're batting
What-
150.
What about that movie for you?
Huh?
That's a bad movie.
I thought it was a
Yeah.
Can I get confirmation?
I like some of the action scenes with those.
I forget why it was a bad movie, but it was bad.
I remember liking
I
it.
just don't
Really?
like. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think she's a schmuck.
Why?
Because I think she's an egotistical, elite Hollywood person that was handing some stuff by
I don't
her
think she's
dad.
that person.
Listen, I'm not a fan of like.
You're in the Jennifer Aniston camp, aren't you?
Fuck yeah, dude. She's still hot as shit.
And she's a real person.
Because Angie kind of stole
She's
him
Jenny
away,
from the block.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's hot. I think
She is hot.
She's hot. She's
Was
just
he
a-
married to Aniston?
yes,
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah. She's a homewrecker. She's an asshole.
Who is?
Angelina
Angie.
Jolie.
No. He was married to Angelina Jolie before
No.
Jennifer.
No. He was
Oh.
married to Jennifer
was he?
Aniston
Yeah, he was
first.
married to her. They did the
Allow me to
movie, and then
retort.
she wrecked the home, and now he's got 19 fucking kids that he didn't want. And
Man,
now
we're
she's an
just
asshole again.
unraveling Angelina Jolie right
You
in front
suck.
of your eyes.
Yeah.
We're killing your Santa Claus.
Sorry. And Tomb Raider Blue.
I never seen that.
The video game was better.
I never seen it. But Angelina Jolie's hot, and she has some interesting takes on things, so I got to appreciate her.
Whatever. So we discussed. We were talking about. Was it Greg we were discussing this with? The story, Pina Colada.
No, that was Curtis.
Curtis. So we did a podcast with Curtis, non-video, just audio, and he was laying some knowledge on us that Adam and I weren't very aware of. So then Adam and I went back and listened to the song Pina Colada. And
He's
what
right.
Curtis laid out, like
Yeah.
Pina, you laid it out. I forget some of the specifics, but he was right.
Well, basically, what he was saying was that the song "Pina Colada" is flawed, and I never realized this because every time it comes on the radio, it's just like, "Do you like pina colada?" and you just kind of jam to it, and you don't really listen to the lyrics. But your boy Curtis was right because he was saying that the song is flawed because eventually at the end it turns out that all right, so she takes out an ad in a paper and he reads this ad and it turns out to be his girlfriend, and she likes pina coladas and making love at midnight and walking on the beach. And basically what Curtis was saying was, how have you been with this chick for like 10 plus years, or however long you've been with her, and you didn't know she likes making love at midnight? You didn't know she likes drinking pina coladas? Like, you didn't put two and two together that this is your girlfriend? Like, this is a flawed story. And it was a hilarious way. I can't do it justice the way he explained it because it was fucking
But
awesome.
he was right. He's like,
He was right.
You didn't listen to your own girlfriend's stuff. He's like, and you sang the fucking song.
That's
man.
right.
How do you know?
That's right.
Not know the person you're with, that she likes to have sex on the beach and fucking
That's right.
creamy drinks.
And it's interesting because I heard this on the way to go meet you to do the show today, and I was actually started listening to the lyrics. I'm like, God damn it, he was right. It was this chick, and this song is flawed. I can't like the song
So
anymore.
if
That's
you,
great. The song is flawed.
It is flawed.
If you like the song Pina Colada, go back and listen and be like, oh
Really
my God,
examine
it's
that.
a tragic love story.
It doesn't make any sense. It just can't possibly
And I
make
think
sense.
she breaks up with him too, which is why he ended up saying.
Well, because she knew that he was trying to go fuck around and get some chick that likes pina coladas too, and she was like, "Hey, I like pina coladas. Like, what the fuck?"
and you didn't pay attention.
That's right, and you didn't even listen to
And
me.
we could have been fucking on the beach the whole time.
That's right,
with
and you
pina
didn't
colada.
even know I like making love at midnight.
Stupid.
How dare you, prick?
So on the way here, as you can always see, our studio's in Somerville. You know, I discussed with Adam. I don't really do gambling a lot, but probably once every 2 years, and I'm just itching to go to the craps table here. So I was telling him about some of my crap stories. Some of you may have heard this stuff before. I'm just like itching to go gamble for a bit. So that turned into Vegas stories. You know, have you ever been to Vegas? So I took my wife to Vegas one time, and in the first 35 minutes, I hit $750 on roulette. And she was like, "We don't have to spend any more money. We don't have to spend any more money." I'm like, "We're here for 3 more days.
We're in Vegas.
That's gonna be gone real quick." You know what I mean? So like, you ever been to Vegas? Like
Yeah.
she loved Margaritaville people watching. So we got so pissed drunk with those cups that they make you buy, and you're like, "This is so cool! I'll buy the $5 cups." And then what did we do? We left 34 of them in the goddamn hotel room before we went to our flight on the way home. We got so pissed drunk in the pool.
I bet you did.
She wakes me up and like the curtains are closed, it's dark, the AC's going. She's like, "Ting, ting, ting." I'm like, what? She's like, "Oh, let's go get something to eat." I'm thinking breakfast. 12 at night. I'm like, "Let's get up. Let's go people watch." And that's what we did. And she had a blast. But the plane flight to Vegas, everyone's like, "Yeah." The plane flight home was like, I'm a firm believer you can do 3, maybe 4 days in Vegas. Anybody that goes for a week,
Yeah, it gets
Good luck.
boring.
Oh.
You lose all your money,
You
and now you're
burnt.
shit face. It's just like I just want to go.
your body's like, "What did you fucking do to me?"
Yeah, and that's why the flight home, everyone's just like pissed and broke and drunk.
But I've heard a lot of people have been complaining about like the table fees at Encore, like they're 50% more. Like you got to drop a $50 chip to play stuff rather than if you went to Mohegan or
What do you
Really?
mean?
yeah. So like if you play like craps or roulette, instead of like being able to drop like a $25 chip to play, it's like 50. So like why is it so much? Like the hotel rooms are so expensive, and now they have the contract that they had originally to bring the casino here. It was going to create all these jobs. Now they're outsourcing these jobs. Did you hear about that recently? They're outsourcing these jobs.
No.
Like some of the someone correct me if I'm wrong. Like there's like machines that they're gonna have doing jobs that were supposed to be
Oh,
humans'
God.
job. Yeah, just like when we all realized you go to Home Depot one day
This
and
is
there was
Terminator too.
yeah. This is like now you have do-it-yourself aisle. Those
Yeah,
jobs
man.
are gone. Now you have one person monitoring all those 4 fucking registers instead of 4 people working. That's what they did, and it's like that was the deal to come here. They wouldn't have approved the casino in the state.
You don't see that shit going on at Trump Hotel in Vegas. He's making Trump great again. He's making Vegas great again. I don't know.
It's always so refreshing when you see a robot. You're like, instead of a person, right?
Is
Like
that
at any of
refreshing?
at any of the checkouts, you're like, oh God, I'm so glad I don't have to talk to someone,
I know
deal
what
with
you
anyone.
mean, bro.
You're like you get to like the CVS, you're like, oh
Yeah,
my
man.
God, that would be awful if I had to
Talk
wait
to
in line
somebody.
and interact with that
Yeah.
person over there. I can just go to the robot
know.
where I talk to no one. I'm antisocial.
hard?
And
But at one point, because it's going to turn into freaking like total
Yeah,
recall.
we're gonna go to the Matrix.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
we're gonna realize, like, of course, like idiots, like when it's too late, everything is gonna be digitalized. We'll be like, oh, we can take over the robots.
I'm worried
No,
more
no, no,
about
they-
that. You're gonna get a hacker that's gonna find a program just like do you ever see the oh god, what is that documentary on the
Take over your
this,
house
no
cams.
the Syrian missile thing Cruxus Tux, I forget what it was a US British joint program that they found what little chip in the robot arms because who's that guy that came to Columbia University for the terrorist state that they allowed to speak years ago from Syria or Lebanon, I forget what the fuck it was, their missile program. They found this one little chip that used to exist in U.S. Robot arms to make cars, and that was running the missile fuselage program. Stuxus. I think that's what it is. And it was just a virus that could go through digital stuffs. And what it did was it ruined the whole fuselage program because they were giving a video walkthrough on air on national state TV for their country. And CIA and NSA and the British government and the Jewish government got together where they were able to find this one little part based off those videos that then it ruined their whole fucking nuclear program.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. It's a documentary. It's on Netflix. You can Google it. It's on HBO.
I need
Dude,
to see
that's the
this.
thing.
So at what
I
point do you
love
walk
this
into
type of
Home
shit.
Depot and it turns into you're just getting paint and a stick and then it's like, the Matrix kicks in. It's like,
We might already be
they're
there.
going to District 9
We're
your
getting
ass.
close.
How do you know we're not there?
You know what scares the hell
Stuxnet.
out of me is those robot
Stuxnet.
dogs.
Stuxnet. That's what it's called.
Anything that can be hacked now too. Like now your house, they're talking about how everybody has these security things on your house, right? Like ways to monitor that. They're saying like people are going to be able to hack into that stuff. Imagine that. It's like, oh, I have all these private cams looking at my place. That you're just giving over access to somebody that wants to like
Everybody's gonna have a
take over.
sex tape.
I know exactly when I can get into your place or whatever if I'm a criminal, whatever.
There was someone that hacked into baby monitors. I saw a program on Investigation Discovery.
Why would you even want to do that?
Because there's creeps out there, and they were talking to a child while it was in his crib, and the
What?
parents heard it. They were like, they hacked into a baby
Larry?
monitor.
Dude, Dick
Wow.
Cheney?
Yeah,
So he got this heart monitor. This
He's-
is like literally biblical, like Satan shit.
the Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he got this heart thing implanted in him where he doesn't have a heartbeat. Like if you took his pulse, it's just it's this like machine that just like gently flows oxygen and blood throughout his whole body. But the reason I bring it up is because he had it hooked up to Wi-Fi at the beginning. This is what I've heard, like in shit. I don't know if this is true, but this is what I've heard. He had it hooked up to Wi-Fi at the beginning. So
I feel
his
like
heart,
we're learning a lot tonight.
he had allegedly he had like a mechanical heart.
Who's running our fucking country? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
he's literally like some cyborg, like
T8
Terminator
the
2,
T850?
fucking one of those people. And it was,
Better not go anywhere remote.
yeah, he was like biblical.
forbid
He
he
didn't
did.
have a pulse. He was like a machine and shit. And it was hooked up to Wi-Fi. And it eventually they came to the point where they figured out like, whoa, someone can hack this. Like while he was the vice president, so like someone can hack this and fucking just assassinate the vice president just by like
with a
hacking,
shotgun while bird hunting.
just hacking, using their cell phone and hacking his shit and make sure blood. So they took it off Wi-Fi and shit. But that's where we're going. We're going to a place where like anybody can hack. Like if you're pissing off the government and you have like digital shit in your body or some kind of thing that's enhancing your body and the government doesn't like you, they can just fucking shut it off. Like that's where we're going. Or you're pissing somebody off.
The guy didn't have a fucking pulse.
He didn't have a pulse. That's like Satan.
How does he
fucking
have a-
Bible?
I'm still
shit.
not buying the
Armageddon.
Wi-Fi connect. I don't know.
What was his heart?
It was that thing. It was that like,
Pacemaker?
no, it was just like this. It was like this, like mechanical thing that didn't have a pulse. It didn't go.
Man, Wikipedia is going to get some
It
hits
just-
for this right now.
Oh, yeah.
It just went. And it just pumped shit throughout his body.
Guy's fucking dead, and they just, no, you don't want to die.
This
We're just
is
going to keep
literally-
blowing it.
Great.
This is literally a sci-fi apocalypse movie, but it's real life.
My health is up. My doctor says my blood levels are top notch. I'm good.
So you don't
What's
need
your,
the Dick Cheney.
do you have
thing.
high blood pressure? No, I actually don't have a heartbeat. So
I don't have
Ship
blood
shape.
pressure at all.
How do you explain that to a new doctor? You see what happened. was-
His doctor was a robot.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
where
that-
we're going.
It's going to be an involved transfer. What do you mean? This next patient doesn't have a heartbeat?
Yeah, it's just like R2D2 when he sticks a thing out and turns his shit. That's
Man,
just how you plug
this
into
is
his
Star
heart.
Wars shit. This is like the Matrix, Terminator 2. Like we're going to this place.
What are we doing?
That's
here?
what always
I don't know
kills
if
me
it's
is the
good.
Terminator was like the greatest predictor of the future. So many people always like make fun of the Terminator movies,
fuck
Arnold,
that.
all that. You look at it, and that's literally what it seems like it's going to be, is like us versus the machines at some point, you know?
That's where we're going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have drones that are already dropping Amazon packages.
So
off
no,
to our
you
mail.
can't cock
Yo.
a shotgun with one arm on a motorcycle or anything, but a lot of those teachings in that movie are true also.
I don't know. He flipped it pretty
Remember? One arm.
good. So then you got the well, I was away. You had the this is up your realm. I don't really usually talk politics, but the shit's about to get stupid. So
Oh,
we're
here
gonna
we
have to
go.
dive into some of this stuff coming up forward. The impeachment trial.
Oh my God.
What do you think about that? Because
think
I
it's
told you on
all
the way here,
bullshit.
they actually CNN and Fox News had scam impeachment trial. I'm like, did they really just
I
post
think it's
that on a
bullshit.
rolling thread on the bottom?
Yeah, I think it's all bullshit. I think it's just a bunch of narcissistic sociopath politicians pointing their fingers. No. He's the corrupt one. He's the criminal. And then on the other side, no. Pay attention to Trump. Don't pay attention to anything we're doing. Joe Biden and his son doing all this shit. Don't pay any Hillary Clinton doing all this crazy shit, hacking emails, Benghazi. Don't pay any attention to this. It's Trump. It's all Trump. Look at Trump. And then Trump is saying, no. They're just all sociopaths pointing fingers at each other, and they're all fucking criminals. And I think that America is starting to figure that out.
I think if we actually, as American people, actually rose up, I wouldn't want to overtake the White House. I would like to just pull them all together and actually make the real, like, fucking, Thunderdome. Put them in the fucking Thunderdome.
Just give them whiskey and PCP and
No,
fucking
we're going to enjoy this now. You get one shitty weapon. You get one shitty weapon. Matter of
Mad
fact,
Max.
just get after it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
I think that could work. Or you just like give him ayahuasca and like give him a shaman and like make him take a bunch of psychedelics and like, dude, figure this shit out, bro. Get your shit together. I think that's probably the best way to go.
I like watching those documentaries where people go there because it's like, that changed my life. That's cool. But the 4 days of fucking thrown up is like,
It's
again,
worth it. I've
over and
I've heard that
over.
it's worth it. Like,
I have a neighbor. They don't watch the show, and my wife and I actually really like these people. But one of the spouses spent 14 days in their garage, just letting their mind spin, and the husband, who's very, I just fucking let the info go. The husband is very successful, was like very worried, so he sent her to Brazil, to one of these retreats, and I shit you not, she came back and she was like, "I'm good." She's like,
I know the
"I'm
feeling.
good." I was like,
I know
"Whoa."
the
She's
feeling.
like, "I just have my brain back." I was
know
like,
the feeling.
"Wow." I go, "How much thrown up?" She was like, "I lost 17 pounds." She's like, and she's like, "Nothing." But she was like, "My
Damn.
brain." She's like, "I'm back to taking my kids to school. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I'm not living in the garage."
Dude, I know the feeling. I know that feeling just from like even just taking like psychedelic mushrooms. Like I had like, when I was a kid, I used to take them all the time and shit, and quite a bit. And it was just like it wasn't really. It was just like let's get all fucked up kind of deal. But I took them as an adult, and I had the same kind of experience as your friend there, and it changed everything for me. And I understand why people would say that. I understand why people would like say that take DMT or take ayahuasca or one of these like crazy psychedelics experiences and say that how it rearranges their life. Like that happened for me, and I understand that.
She did. Like, she was like, "No, I want to talk to you for 15 minutes." Like, she's
Yeah.
very cool. And she's like, "It just reset my brain."
Yeah, I
She's like,
understand.
but it wasn't just like, you don't just take the stuff and throw up.
It feels
she-
like that.
She was like, before, during was a lot of haziness. She was like, after, like, they really did a lot of like 2 days of like,
Yeah.
bringing you back in. What did you experience? This is what you should focus on.
Yeah, man.
And she's like back to bink.
Well, because that's what it does. Like when you really have like that kind of experience, like all the shit that you're trying to hide from your whole life, you stuff kind of away, and you don't want to think about, and you don't want to face. Like psychedelic mushrooms have this way of like bringing it to the front. Like, no, bitch, we're gonna talk about this right now. We're gonna examine this shit, and it makes you go through all.
Part
these,
of me wants to do it just to reset. Because I've heard the people that do it just get back to the zone.
It's terrifying. It really is. There's parts of it, like the experience, that get really terrifying because you have to really get into your ego and really get into like what makes you you and the things that suck about you. And a lot of times you don't want to face that shit. Here we go. We got a
Good phone call. What up? Who's this? Thank you for calling in.
Hey, it's Darren Miller. You guys talking fucking politics and cannabis.
What's going on?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Good.
Seen
How
you
are
guys
you?
were live and tried to call your radio station.
Nice, man. What are your thoughts on what we were discussing?
Oh, just listening. Seems you guys aren't crazy. At least you know, the world's fucked up. The United States is crazy. People are pooping in the streets and acting stupid. It's just ridiculous. But regardless of who the fucking president is, we've always had cannabis, and we always will. They can't take it from us. It's fucking wild. It'd just be nice to get it legalized and get people out of jail.
It's kind of going
Yeah,
that
that's where I'm
way,
at.
right? Seems like it.
It's kind of going that way, but there's an issue with the control commission here in Mass. It's just getting so beyond annoying. Do you get frustrated with that? Like, that's what's going on here. I feel that in Mass. Like, it's just getting so tired. I'm tired of hearing the same stories on everyone complaining about the commission. It's like, this is old.
I'm in Illinois, and it's completely different over here. We grew the world's record weed here about 6 months ago, 38% Brownie Scout cookies. But then they promised there's going to be 6 months worth of medicine for our patients in our medical program. Then they go recreational and start selling all the medicine to everybody, and then the patients are doing without. An eighth of ounce here of weed for a recreational person costs almost $90.
For an eighth?
A patient, it's $500 for an ounce for a patient. It's $800 for recreational.
Fuck that.
It's kind of like that here, too.
Where's this at? Where are you at?
I'm in Illinois. It's $60 an eighth, $120 a quarter ounce for top shelf.
Jesus Christ.
Medicinal.
I can get top
So
shelf.
it's $85 an eighth for recreational at this point. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm a cannabis oil guy. I don't know if you guys know I am. I'm a cannabis oil guy, okay? Cannabis oil costs $50 in Illinois. It costs $100 in Massachusetts, $110 in Vegas, and $7 in Oregon. Go figure. $7 in Oregon and $110 where you live.
What do you think that
For
is?
cancer medicine.
Why?
Ridiculous.
Why is that happening, you think? Why is there such an overcut on prices when it comes...
Well, because you got states regulating, you got states taxing. Of course, Illinois is taxing worse than any of them. Here's the problem. We got a situation where, of course, we know we have medicinal supply of cannabis that people need, and that's how you have to go first. The public don't want just rec everywhere, so you go medicinal. Everybody likes it. Everybody's getting better. They get eased into it. Then they can handle the fact that it's going to be recreational. Everybody's going to get it to do it. But until you get full freedom of growing it in your house and making your own medicine, you truly aren't free. That's just it, bottom line.
Yeah, so if you're just relying on the government to make the rules for you and buying it at their prices and consuming it at their standards, you don't think it's ever going to actually get there?
Well, Bernie Sanders is going to put it there, and he's going to run it. He wants, of course, legalize it, but then once he has the government take control of everything, you don't think they're going to take control of the cannabis business?
That's
they
my
want to
worry.
Take control of all businesses.
That's exactly
If you make
my
over
worry.
$1 billion in your business, the government wants to take the business, and they want to run it as a government. It's called socialism.
Yeah,
People
that's
just don't
exactly
see
my
it.
worry.
I mean, my kid goes to high school. They don't even teach them about the Jewish people anymore or the Indians. They don't teach them that. They don't want them to know the history because they want them to have it. College kids, they want free shit. They don't want to go to work, and they have no idea what it's like to be able
A
to be
business?
accountable to anything.
College kids do definitely want to do that. Darren, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? So there's a friend of ours, friend of the show, very good friend of Benjamin Bartlett, Jeff Holman. Introduce a little bit of who you are and what you do.
Okay. Jeff Holman and Benjamin from the Talking Dead outlet. Yeah. Good group of guys. My name's Darren Miller. I'm a cancer survivor, going on 5 years now. The only living
Good for
person
you,
in the
man.
world with talcum
Congrats.
powder in my heart.
Glad
That's
to
how
hear
they saved
that.
my life.
Hold
I was
on,
bleeding to death.
say that again. He also beat stage 4 cancer. So you have
I'm so glad to hear
talcum
that, man.
powder in your heart. It's funny. We were just talking about heart. Talcum powder in
Yeah.
your heart. How is that?
I woke up July the 26th, 2015, and gained 8 pounds in my sleep. Went to the ER. I was in heart failure. Was passing out. My heart, my blood pressure was about 60 over 30, so my heart was not beating very well. They went in and did what's called a pericardiocentesis. They seen my heart sac was the size of a football. So they drained blood out of my heart sac and said, "We think you have cancer." Well, 4 days later, it filled up with blood again while I'm in the hospital, so they did open heart surgery, and they found out I had stage 4 lung adenocarcinoma, lung cancer that had metastasized to my pericardium, grew blood vessels inside the pericardium, started bleeding, and I was bleeding out inside my heart. I had 900 milliliters, which is half a 2 liter of blood in my heart. They drained it into my body and packed my heart full of powder to coagulate the blood. And the last time they did that surgery, the guy survived 2.7 months. I'm going on 5 years with powder in my heart now, and I can feel every heartbeat. My heart's like a brick.
What do you think that
But
is?
my
What did you
cancer's
do?
gone.
What did you do to get over that? Is it
I don't know.
cannabis?
They put powder in my heart, and they told me that I had 2 months to live. That was guaranteed now that they put the powder in there. I was going to die. So I did a few what they called palliative care chemotherapies to try to extend my life, and I ate $6,000 worth of Rick Simpson oil in less than 6 months, and I went and got a PET scan. They said I was completely cured of cancer.
Really?
I can't explain it. You can look me up. You can Google my name. There's about 400 web pages on me.
I have met you,
I went to
sir.
work.
We have shaken hands and hugged.
Oh, that's
You
right.
think
I
it-
do remember. Hey, that's the beard. You the beard?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember it. I remember to see it. I think he was wearing some old school Jovan Musk that day. I could smell it.
Probably, man. You know, but I'm a huge fan. He's one of the
but
people.
I'm blessed.
Jeff, Darren's one of those people where, like, you know, regular doctor, when they tell you X, Y, and Z is going to happen, he beat it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times
Yeah, well,
they're
they
not.
guaranteed my death because of the surgery. You know, they said, you got cancer. We didn't know how bad it was till we opened your chest. We already drained your heart twice. You can't keep bleeding. We're going to start giving you blood transfusions. You're going to die from this unless we fix it. Well, when they opened my chest, they seen that I had lung cancer that had went to the heart sac, and they couldn't do nothing about it except for, stabilize me from bleeding to death at the moment and then give me a few months to live at that. And we just, we did the protocol of Rick Simpson, the RSO oil, the FECO, the full plant extract. And I can honestly say we've saved horses, dogs, people, thousands of them in the
I
last
love
4 years
hearing
just
it.
by trying to help them. Now, this is no guarantee, people, but it's you supplement this with whatever the doctors tell you to do, and we can guarantee you'll live longer, have
Yeah.
a better quality of life, and maybe beat it.
It makes
It's
you
real.
wonder. It makes you wonder because I've heard the story a million times from a million different people. There's particularly this Rick Simpson oil and cannabis in general. How much this has enhanced their cancer treatment in particular. It's just like I can't think that everybody's making that up. I have to think that there's something to that. And now we have another person who's saying the same exact thing, and I have to think that. And the fact that the medical establishment isn't going this with all hands open and arms open is just like. It's
It's about the money,
troubling.
brother. You're talking about the biggest industry in the world. You're talking about trillions of dollars. Now, what would you do if the government, if you look on their webpage, I can tell you how to get to it. They have a website that says U.S. Cancer Society. We tested cannabis in 1970s, and we killed tumors. Nixon said shut it down because we were trying to get you to tell everybody that it caused cancer when you smoked it. So when they injected rats with THC, it started curing cancer, basically is what it did.
Do you
So
think
it
it's
killed
one of
tumors.
Do you think it's one of those things like there's no money in the cure, like it's taking money away from the cancer industry's
Absolutely.
pockets because you have
Yep.
something that is able to deal with that disease in a way that pharmaceuticals isn't?
Well, you had feral cows walking around for hundreds of years eating feral hemp. So there was actually CBD, THC things in their meat. People ate their meats, all the animals, for years. Well, once we quit growing hemp, it's out of our diets. Cancer shows up all over the world. Think about that. There wasn't no cancer in the 1800s. They had what they call consumption. We opened you up and something was wrong with you, but it wasn't like it is now. The GMO foods, everything we do. You know what I mean? I love McDonald's. Fucking right, that shit ain't good for you. But God damn it, I cured my cancer eating 2 cheeseburgers a day and smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day, eating RSO oil because I was dying.
Yes.
I was dying. They told me I was going to die. Why would I change anything? I got 2 months to live. I'm going out feeling the way I want to. Well, that was 5 years ago.
So Jeff
I
has
love
Jeff
hearing
has
that,
some good
man.
T-shirts. So I'm sorry, geez, Jeff. I'm talking about Holman. Darren has some really good T-shirts. Darren, first and foremost, thank you for calling in. I would like if we could schedule a call in next week because I have a lot of things I want to pick your brain about. He has some amazing T-shirts too. And fuck cancer. You know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah, you guys. Can you guys pull a video conference into your format?
we can figure out how to do that next week. Yeah, I
Do
just
that.
got I
Bring me
just
on. Let's tell people how to see. This don't cure cancer.
I
We
just-
can tell people how to eat medicine to feel better and kill tumors and maybe get that miracle that they haven't studied yet. That's what we're dealing with.
hell yeah. I just got the thumbs up. Yeah, we can set that up for next week. I would definitely want to do that.
All right, get me in private then, because we can do that, and let me know what the particulars are. But the more people you can have listen to your podcast, the more people's going to hear about this. That's going to tell somebody else about it. That's going to tell somebody else about it. Hell, I could walk through Myrtle Beach. I live in the St. Louis area. I could walk through Myrtle Beach, and people will stop me and they say, "Hear that fucking guy?" Yeah, I'm pretty famous, but I sure ain't getting paid for it. And that's the karma about cancer. If you do the right thing and help people and try not to get rich in this industry when you have been sick and been better,
If
the
you do,
karma just keeps rolling. I mean, I'm meeting so many famous people. I've been with Snoop Dogg, and it's just crazy the people I've met because of cannabis. But I ain't trying to cash in and get rich off this. I want people to get better.
if
So I
you're
can
doing
show
the
them how
right
to make
if you're
it.
doing the right thing for the right reason, all that stuff comes after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I got some notoriety about who I am, but I could talk Rick Simpson right now. I can call him on Skype. He'll talk to me. But the problem is, he's not rich either, and it's named after him. There's a reason for that.
So if I
gotta
so
stay
can
humble.
I give you a buzz tomorrow and set this up for next week? I absolutely want to do this.
Absolutely, brother. Just get a hold of me. I'll let you guys go. I'll be more than happy to share my thoughts and story and my experience and strength with anybody that would listen.
And then you know what? I could also hit the boys up and see if they're interested in coming back on. They've been on here before. They're very good friends of mine. Love Jeff and Benjamin.
If you want to bring all three at one time, that'd be a great way to go because they're getting ready to introduce. I don't know if you've seen the teaser. They put me in their magazine. I'm going to be the guy who actually steers the zombies. So
I saw that. I've seen the Simpson drawings too. Yeah. So all right, I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow. I'm gonna loop them into the conversation, man. Thank you very much, brother. Like I'm dead serious. I want to do this next week. I would love to have you on for sure.
All right, get a hold of Jeff and them and set us up.
All right, brother. We'll do. Much love.
We'll see you guys.
Love that guy. Want to do a wrap up here real quick? We got to get to Billy Allen open season. What are you gonna talk about, brother?
Talking everything. Talking Celtics winners of 7 of 8. Should they make a deal for Clint Capella? We're talking about the Super Bowl. Did it really catch your interest? It's a little bit tough when you're, out of state, but did you stay up for Mahomes? And do you think there's a dynasty there in Kansas City?
No, not after
Really?
one. They already talking dynasty after one
Dude,
fucking
they're so
win.
good though.
They are, but you got one win. A dynasty, you can't match 7 Super Bowl whatever. You just
I
won
hear you.
one. Win 2.
Then we'll talk.
Punch in maybe on a third or win or a loss, then you can talk.
They do look good though, don't they?
But if you want to talk sports and call in, reach out to Billy Allen. Open Season's got an amazing program. I want to thank B, hostess with the mostest, as always. My co-host, brother from another mother, Mr. Adam Waza, and as always, Billy Allen. And we finished our skit that we've been talking about forever, and we have more going on. So it's just about done getting editing. Much love to Rose Glenn, Talking Seaweed, Bobby Sullivan. Those boys, things are coming, and shit's about to start getting shared. Much love to Howie Byrne. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Darren Mill, for calling in. Appreciate y'all. You all have a great week. We'll be back next week, ready to go with Mr. Darren Miller, Benjamin Bartlett, Jeff Holman, and the team, and discuss some really fucking awesome facts about cannabis from someone that knows what the hell they're talking about. Please tune in. We'll post what's going on. Much love. Thank you.